has been really, really beneficial. So I want to cycle down to kind of more use case situation. This is an app called Rundown Studio. Rundown Studio. This is an app if you're doing any kind of, and actually I want to start integrating this for timing when it comes to this show as well. So this is a cool app that, if you are timing like a show, a podcast, something like that, create segments and kind of do that rundown. We've been doing this for professional wrestling because, spoiler alert, we time things out on matches and things like that, but also cues like, hey, which entrance is next, which is, how do we time that out? So we've been this is something that, and I'll show the one version of this. I think it's over here. This is what it looks like at NWA Exodus Pro. I think this is the one from this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or if not before. But the idea is the rundown actually, and there's actually an added thing in here. He hooks up Jared, who's really awesome with Exodus Pro, another Art Institute student, by the way. So I think we missed each other by a couple years. But still, they do the whole rundown here. That's the run of show, and he even has graphics in there so we know what wrestler is which. When it says, hey, this is so-and-so's entrance, and it was like, hey, it's this guy. Hey, here's the music that's going to play. Here's the, he puts in there the go home from the intermission, the go home from like the pre-show and everything like that. What song to listen to basically as a cue is like, hey, get in your places and things like that, right? It's very, very cool. And you see there's, so this is a windowed interface where you do have the rundown. You have actually the YouTube live stream, so we can have like a little bit of a confidence to know there's nothing happening with the live stream. And also there's the timer of what segment you're in. So what happens here is, and I can even pull a sample up here. This is the one we do for the training nights, and I'll do one from, we had a big one for a big Friday show here, so it's probably going to be the most complicated here. So the idea is, if I'll reset the show here, and what you'll see is you can do is start a show, and you see, okay, the entrance is for, DOJ. We know that's the Department of Jocks on the back end, and they have a minute for their entrance, and we see where they're at. Okay, that entrance is done. We go to the next entrance, which is a team called Catfight, and then we go to they got 10 minutes for their match. And this is something that, in the old venue at least, we timed this into like lighting and everything for time cues, and ideally you'd have maybe an earpiece for the referee to let people know. I know I'm messing up wrestling for everybody out there, and this is the wrong show. But ideally, like, you'd know 2 minutes. Hey, you got 2 minutes left, and then a minute you tell the wrestlers, hey, go home, which means finish the match. Everybody knows this. They say heel and face on WWE Raw now, so I can say this now, right? And there's notes like, hey, this team's going to be going over. Hey, there's going to be a run in, and then you got time for the post match. This way, like, somebody can put this together. And I was actually able to teach the booker, who is a wrestler, how to do this. I was like,